Hello, welcome to Eric's Apiary. It's been a while. Been about a month since I posted over a month since I posted anything. I had a vacation the end of July, and well, I've got all kinds of excuses. I won't make any. I just didn't get anything done. I had some stuff filmed that I didn't really like, that I decided not to post. But anyway, we're back here. It's August 23rd. Got some work to do out here. Just to bring you up to date on what happened since the last time I posted. When I got back from vacation, I discovered I had an abscond. My strongest hive was pretty much empty. There were a few bees left in it, but the main colony was gone. I don't know why. There was plenty of food. I didn't notice any other signs of anything going on. There weren't any wax moths. There weren't anything in there. The wax moths wouldn't have killed that hive. It was too strong, but no wax moths moved in later. So what I did is, just as a stopgap, I came through and I just separated all the boxes and the bees, put them on my other hives. These are really tall. You can see this. I'm standing up and this one's nose level to me. So they've got, this particular one has 3 deeps and 3 mediums on it. I know that's pretty tall, but I didn't have any other thing to do with those boxes, and I wanted to protect them, so the only thing I could think to do was to put them on the other hives and let those bees make use of them and protect them. So anyway, what we're going to be doing today, it's going to be the final rent collecting day of the year. I'm going to take all the supers, see just how much I have. Last time I was moving stuff around, I had, I think, at least 3 that were totally full. We've still got a flow going on. The alfalfa around here never really stopped blooming this year. And the farmers, for some reason, weren't cutting it. I think they cut it once in the middle of summer, but it came right back. We've had enough moisture where it keeps coming back. There are bees flying all over. They're going out and getting stuff. I assume it's still alfalfa. But we'll find more about that when we break down the hives. So what I'm going to do today is, like I said, we're going to collect the supers. Depending on how much energy I have, I'm also, excuse me, in addition to collecting supers, I'm also going to put some probiotics, some super DFM on there, scoop of that, and give them all a pollen patty if they need one. And then, depending on how much energy I have, I've got about 20 bare frames in the car, so I'm going to go through here. I overfed them, so they were kind of sugar syrup bound, so I'm going to see how things are looking. I might trade out a bunch of frames and give them some more stuff to draw out while there's still a flow going on. They do have plenty of food. I'm not worried about food. They've got plenty in there. What I'm going to take home, I'll save that and bring that back out to feed them. And I've also, if need be, I'll make sugar syrup and feed them that. So I'm not worried about them going hungry. So anyway, I splurged. Last time I just used old shirts and sprayed them with honeybee gone. So I actually splurged and went out and bought a couple of, I didn't have time to build them, so I just went out and bought a couple of fume boards for the 8 frame. I'm using the honeybee gone. This is the stuff that smells better. It's some people say they smell almonds. I smell cherries, so it's not nasty like that vomit smelling stuff. And then I got my blower. So let me get the camera resituated, and we'll get some fume boards on these first 2. Can't see, give me a shout. Lots of bees in here. Hopefully that means something good. Wow. I see lots of drawn out frames. Looked like lots of I can't tell if it's capped honey. We'll look later when I get some bees out of here. But in the meantime, we'll get some bees out of here. I'm putting the lid in my pocket. Remind me of that. If I can find a pocket. There's one. Bees are not liking me right now, but that's okay. I'm not using any smoke at this point. I might change my mind on that later. So we'll put some sprays of this on here. I also have my blower, so whatever bees remain after this, we'll blow them out. See what's going on in hive number 2. Actually, this is hive number 2. The one I just did was hive number 3. Although I might have to renumber them now since hive number 1 is the one that absconded. Beekeeping is so confusing. The numbers are hard. I hope you all can hear me. I forgot my mic again. I'll try to talk louder. A lot of bees up in here too. Well, we're waiting for the fume boards to do their thing. Thought we'd talk a little bit about hive tools. This came up in a conversation on a live stream the other night. People were talking about the different kinds of hive tools they like. Some people like just the straight ones. Some people like ones with a curve on one end and straight on the other end. Some of them like the pry bar on one end and then a hook on this end. This is the kind I prefer. DC, this is what I think they were calling a Kent Williams hive tool, so that's what I was talking about. I like these. It does about everything. It's not too big, not too bulky, but it's got pretty much all the tools you need, or I want anyway. I know a lot of people don't need all that or want all that stuff, but this is what I like. Hive tools are one of those funny things. It's like it doesn't get quite as vicious as treating or not treating, but everybody's got their favorite kind of hive tool, and we don't understand why somebody else doesn't like the kind we like and they like the kind they like, because we don't like that kind at all. But that's kind of the way beekeeping goes. I did put Viroxan strips in here. I was going to do a OA treatment, but I came home from my vacation. I'm going to call it a cold. It might have been COVID. I don't know. I'm not going to pay money to go get tested for something that's not going to last very long. It's really no different than the flu or whatever. But anyway, I felt like I was hungover for like a week. I was able to function, but when I came out to the bee yard, I just didn't have the energy and stuff. So I just put Viroxan strips on all the hives. I'll take those off the middle of September and we'll see how things look. I didn't do a wash. I figured I'm going to treat anyway. If they don't have mites, the treatment isn't going to hurt them, and if they do have mites, then the treatment will help them. And then mid-September, I'll probably do a wash and maybe start an OA V treatment with the vaporizer. But we'll see how things look. I have not seen any mites. I know that not seeing mites is not an indicator that you don't have them, but whenever I broke over frames and stuff, I checked the drone brood that I broke open, and there was no mites on the drone, so on the drone brood. So I just looking at that, I don't think I have a huge issue with mites anyway. You never know, but like I said, I'll check middle of September when I pull the roxanne strips off. We'll take a better look. So what's been happening since then? I haven't been out to the bee yard every week. Just been, after I condensed down the frames, I just kind of let them do what they needed to do for about a week and a half. Was going to come out yesterday, but when I was getting ready to go, I realized I wasn't at all ready. I didn't have things organized. So I stayed home yesterday, organized stuff. I don't know if I'll be doing an extraction later today or tomorrow or whenever, but I just by looking at those boxes, there's going to be honey to extract. So I'll be doing that. My summer extraction that I did a couple months ago, I don't have much of that left. I've actually sold a bunch of that at work, so and people are loving it. I've still got enough that I'm giving away, and I'm going to send some out to people that have been to family members and other beekeepers that have been particularly helpful to me. I've asked for a couple addresses that I haven't got yet, but yeah, just 2 or 3. There's 2 or 3, not a ton. I did keep enough back to enter the honey swap at Nobby this year, but it looks like I'm going to have a lot more, so hopefully I can sell more. And I did keep enough back to give I told my landowner I was going to give him about 20 pounds. That might have been too much to tell him, but I already told him, so I'll give it to him. I did keep enough back for that, but I've sold over $400 worth of honey, which is, I think it's pretty good considering, I only had 108 pounds, which again, I'm not complaining about that, because a lot of people said don't expect honey your first year, and I got quite a bit. I actually got a bunch, and I think I knew a lot of beekeepers that were worried they weren't going to have much of a harvest this year. I think it's gone a little better for all of them. They may not have got as much as last year, but came out a lot better than a lot of people thought. So that's great for everybody. Everybody is loving this alfalfa honey. I'm guessing that's what most of my nectar source is alfalfa. People are really liking it. I really like it. So for you people entering that contest, the Gunline Bees live stream, I'm sorry, but I'm going to take first place. I might send a summer harvest and a fall harvest bottle. Take first and second. Talk a little trash. That's always fun, isn't it? I gave some to Brian, my bee guy here in Brian Zavada, my bee guy here in Colorado, where I bought my bees from. Was at his farm, went to his farmer's market, hung out with him last Sunday, and I took him a jar, I think the week before that. And Brian says it's his second favorite Colorado honey, so obviously his first. But anyway, so let's see what these fume boards have been doing, and get some work done. We do have a storm rolling in, so I'm not going to film everything I do today. I'll do the first colony, and then if I see something interesting later, I'll turn on the camera. But there are supposed to be thunderstorms rolling in a couple hours, so I want to try to get as much done as I can before that. But anyway, for the time being, let's see what's going on in the honey supers. Oh, holy jeebers, that's full. Oh my, that's full. It's not all capped, but it's mostly full. I still have a lot of bees in there. Let me blow some of those out of here. Mad bees. I'm good at making bees mad. That's probably my specialty. If they want any special speakers in Nobby about making bees mad, I'm the guy. Alright. Oh, heavens. Oh no, it's upside down. How did I do that? I thought I had planned for that. Oh, I do that way too often. Ah. Laugh. That's what I'm here for. To entertain you. I didn't drop it. Oh, that was heavy. See what's going on in this next one. I still see some undrawn. Actually not. It's undrawn. This is mostly undrawn. That's okay. It'll be ready to fill next year. Let me spray on some more stuff. What do I do with the stuff? There it is. We were on the hive tool subject. We were also talking about losing hive tools. People say they set them down and lose them. Put them in their pocket, lose them. Put them on whatever and lose them. One thing I do, I have this little magnet with a pocket clip. I slide it over my front jeans pocket. There are different ways. I've seen the ones with belts that they have the holsters. I've got one of those. I don't like it as well as this because this is just so easy to use. You just slide the clip over your pocket, this front pocket. And I've seen some people, they put a magnet in their pocket. That seems like it'd tear up the jeans after a while. But we all have different preferences for stuff, and then I just flip it on there, and it's always there. Now, I do set it down sometimes, and I forget where I put it for a few minutes, but I find it. Okay. Well, we got the fume board working on that first one. Let's see what we got in the second one. Oh, holy bejeebers, this is another heavy one. I don't know if it's all capped. I want to take a look. We'll take a look before I blow it out. It's capped. And it's full. Side to side, it's full. thought about bringing my wagon. I should have brought my wagon. Why didn't I bring my wagon? All right, unlike this box, this one looks like it's mostly capped too. So. Did you guys clear out yet? It's empty, so there's no reason for it to stay in there. Like I say, there's not, oh, there's, over on the end here, there's one that's mostly drawn out. And it looks like it's got stuff in it. So far I got 2 full boxes. 2 out of 3. Can't stay here all day trying to blow one bee out of the box. So. I'm going to go ahead and take this one to the car right now. Yes, I'll put the fume board back on this other one. Take the light ones first so I can get those up further inside the car, so I'm not having to heft those heavy ones. Leaving a little gap in the back. People say to do that. I'm not sure that's doing much good, but we'll do it. There are far smarter beekeepers out there than me. Yeah, like I said, this one, I don't think it's all capped, but it's mostly full. And with the moisture I've been getting here, that's all I really need. quite as heavy, but it's heavy. See what we got here, shall we? Capped, totally capped. See what's over here on the end. The one on the end is wider. See what we got. Totally capped. Totally capped. I'm in the honey. I'm in the honey. So that's 4. 4 out of 5 boxes, totally full. Now, if you remember on my last harvest, I had 5 boxes. I extracted 5 boxes. So, one away from equaling that. You know, obviously weight's a different issue. I get that, but 1 full box away from equaling that, and I've still got 1 more box on this colony, and 5 more over there that I haven't even looked in yet. So we might have a bigger, would this be a fall harvest or a late summer harvest? I don't know. I know people are talking about fall harvest right now, but it's only August. That's still summer in my mind. I don't really consider fall start until September. I don't know. 6 one, half a dozen the other. Most of the box looks furred up, but right here on these 2 inseams, they're still full of bees. I don't know if they just weren't getting a whiff, or being obstinate, or they enjoy the smell of that stuff. I don't know. Get out of the way. No, that box is sealed down. They've got her glued. Five out of 6. This one's full, mostly capped. All right. Cool. I need to find a different market for my honey, because I think at work I'm pretty much taking care of work for a while. This one's kind of funky. Apparently I didn't get my frame spaced correctly or something. So I've got 8 full frames of capped honey, and they built themselves a 9th one between the end frame here and the next one to it. There's starting about, I don't know, half to 2/3 up between them. They built a whole nother frame of honeycomb. All right, before I get that one, I want to check a few things, but before I do that, I'm going to get the colony over here started with the fume board. I may not be letting these fume boards stay on long enough. I don't know. New, forgive me. Well, good at making these mad though. You didn't get me. Okay, now before I close up this first one, when I was here last, on every one of these I put 4 bare foundation frames in because the queen was just running out of room to lay. So let's see what they've done with these. Apparently got some wonky comb going in there. Doesn't want to come out. Okay. They've drawn this one out. What I would dearly love is to see some... And we're going to fix that one. Let's go with some wonky comb. But I would dearly love to see some eggs in here. I see a little... They've drawn it out. I do see some eggs, but they're in drone cells. But there's a single egg. Oh, no, there's some eggs. There is only a single egg in each cell, so that's not bad news. You get rid of this wonky comb. You do better to girls. We're not going to allow that. We're not going to allow that. Move. No wonky comb in my hives. No wonky comb in my hives. Move this one out for a minute while I check the one next to it. So there were a few eggs in here. Not many. I'd like to see more. We're not going to go below here. I did have plans I wanted to do that's not going to get done today. I can already feel my back's saying enough. Okay. We got eggs in here. Although that does look like drone brood or drone comb. All right, here's worker. Here's regular comb over here. I see like there's a bunch of cells with eggs in them, but 2 of them have 2 eggs in. Now I don't know if that means I got a laying worker, or the queen made a mistake, or just what. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. Let's pull out one of these older ones, see what's going on with it. What we got is a lot of backfilled cells. There's pollen. What's going on down here, girls? Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna do some research. I'm not going to do this to all. I said I wasn't going to do it to any, but I'm going to go down another box on this one. I want to see what's going on. The eggs look good. On the other hand, I don't understand why some of, just a very few of them have 2 eggs in them. That was probably a mistake sitting on those honey supers. I'll probably have honey supers full of these. Come here and take a look. What's going on here, girls? I probably shouldn't do that. I probably need to start at the end. See what I mean? I got lots of food. That one's fully capped. The next one's fully capped. The next one's fully capped. Capped honey for about 4/5 of the frame, and then pollen down in the bottom. Got capped drone brood there. I'm getting a little worried about this colony. Now we got lots of bees. I don't know what to do. Don't know what to do. All I'm seeing is drone brood. All I'm seeing is drone brood. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Get off of me. Get off of me. Okay. All right. Got capped worker brood here. Okay, great. worker brood. I see some larvae. That is a relief. Okay, I was getting worried. But she went down to the bottom box and is laying down there. More cap worker brood here. And I see eggs. All right. Wow. I'm so relieved. So relieved. She was just down in the bottom box. I'm not gonna complain about that. She's there, she's laying. I'm glad I did take the time. Otherwise I would have been at home just brooding about that. They also have pollen. I'm gonna give them a pollen patty. Because I've got them here. They don't want to eat it, they don't have to eat it. Come on girls, move, move, move. Okay. Come on, girls. Time to go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Sorry, but you needed to go. You needed to move. Boy, that was... I slaughtered a bunch of bees there. Y'all didn't see that. They would not move, and I didn't have my smoker. Should have got my smoker. I didn't think I was going to go down in here. Blah, 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 blah. Excuses, excuses. I know I should be saving this too, and I'm not doing that. Horrible beekeeper. A horrible beekeeper. I am going to come back and I will take some of these frames out, these full frames. They don't, well, I don't know. I was worried. I was going to do that because I was afraid the queen didn't have any room to lay, but I see she's laying on the bottom. I'm assuming the thing is, we'll check these boxes. I'm not going to do it today. It's getting hotter. It's getting closer to storm time. So, bees are mad. This hive is mad. This hive is furious at me. They're furious at me. So we're going to put the third box back up. We're going to give them a pollen patty, and then we're going to give them some probiotics, and then we're going to button it back up. And I'm going to continue on with the rest of the honey supers, and I'll turn you all back on. Oh wow, you couldn't even see what I was doing. You couldn't even see what I was doing. I'll probably go ahead and cut that whole part out. Anyway, down at the bottom, on the bottom box, I did find eggs. I was getting worried because I wasn't seeing any. You can see these are swarming around me. I got a bunch of mad bees. It's not their fault, it's my fault. So I'm not gonna hold it against them. But anyway, you didn't see any of that. I did find eggs and capped worker brood and stuff down in the bottom box. So my mind is eased on that. I'm going to go ahead and give them a little pollen patty, give them some probiotics, and button them up. I'm going to continue on with the rest of the hives. We'll see how many honey supers we wind up with, and then I'll come back for a wrap up. All right, how about a recap? I've got one more super over here. I'm just waiting for the fume board to do its thing. I did, right at the very last, I realized that I'd been leaving a gap. When I put the fume board on the super, I would slide it over so there's a little gap in the super. And then I'd take the fume board off and there would still be quite a few bees in there that I'd have to blow out with the blower. So I should have done it sooner, but towards the end I just stopped leaving that gap, and it did a lot better getting the bees out. There weren't near as many bees in there. So lesson learned there. All 4 hives have lots of bees. And right now there's lots of mad bees, as you can tell by what's swarming around me. I lit my smoker, didn't do any good. I've held the smoker up and sprayed all around my head, it didn't do any good. So I made them so mad that they're out to teach me a lesson. I've also got a bunch of bees in the car that you rode in on the supers or followed the supers or what have you. I tried shutting the car between carrying supers over. That didn't make any difference, so it's just open now. I'll drive with the windows open and the AC blowing full blast. I may even drive through the pasture with the tailgate open and see if I can lose some of them then. But anyway, like I mentioned earlier, if Nobby needs a speaker on how to make bees mad, Cayman or Chris, give me a call. But anyway, so I harvested, 11 supers. Well, harvest the wrong word. I took 11 supers off because I took all the supers off. 7 of those 11, maybe 8, and I lost count, 8 are fully drawn. Yeah, there's 8 are fully drawn and capped, mostly capped. They're not all capped, but they're all fully drawn and filled with honey. So I'm already 3 boxes ahead of my summer harvest. I knew this was going to be pretty good because when I harvested that honey, I left a lot of partial frames on, and so they filled those up. And when that hive that absconded, they had some full frames and probably a full box when I split those up. So I knew I was going to, as decent. I was expecting 3 to 5 boxes. I got 7 boxes. I don't know the weight. Some of the boxes didn't weigh as much, but they were full. So we'll see. We'll see. I would expect to get at least as much honey as I did this summer. Again, first year beekeeper, didn't expect any. I'm getting a ton. I also fully realized that this isn't something that happens every year, and this I've always been kind of prone to beginner's luck. If I have never done something or haven't done something for a long time, I usually do pretty good at the first time or two, whether it's playing pool or what have you. First game or two, I'm always pretty good, and then I get back to my original badness. But anyway, I'm gonna count the first year honey harvest anyway as a success. Hopefully I keep the bees alive all winter. They do have lots of food. I'm not worried about them going hungry. There's tons and tons of food. I am going to do what I said earlier and come back out and take a bunch of those full frames, and I'm going to go ahead and spin those out and save the sugar syrup that was in them and use that to feed later in the winter. I'm not going to take them all. There's still going to be plenty of food in the boxes, and I'll probably condense them down to 2 brood boxes to overwinter that way. I didn't tear down the 3 to see what's going on, but there's so many bees. I think I have the same situation in the first one. where the queens just back down lower laying eggs, because I've got lots of bees. There's not a shortage of bees. So anyway, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe. Share this if you think somebody else might get a kick out of this. So laughing at my mistakes, or maybe they'll pick up a tip or two. I'm not, as I kind of said before, I'm not really here to teach anybody how to do anything, because I'm a rookie myself. But maybe somebody will say, hey, I never thought about that. Let me give that a try. Or oh, I'm never going to try that. So that kind of thing. Either way, it's a teaching moment. But anyway, thank you for joining me here on Eric's Apiary. I've got some honey labels ordered, so I'll show you all those in the next week or so when they get here. I'm kind of excited. I was using a printer. They started ghosting me, a designer printer. So I just went and learned how to use ChatGPT and design my own labels. It was a lot of work, but it was also a lot of fun, and I got a lot more personal involvement in it. Yeah, it's AI. I've never really had much good to say about AI, but this was actually a pretty good experience. You do have to watch when they send you the files, and you have to double check those, and I had to get refiles sent 2 or 3 times sometimes because they weren't quite right. But anyway, if you watch that, it's just more fun if you have the time. It's not hard at all. Basically it's like you're talking to a person. Literally, you can type in like you're having a conversation, and they get what you mean. The AI is smart enough to know what you're talking about, and if you don't like something, you say change that, and they change it for you, no problem. So if you're designing honey labels, I advise you to give that a try before you pay somebody. Not to take work away from printers, but I'm kind of disillusioned now with the one I was using. It just kind of ghosted me, and I had a pretty good relationship with them, I thought, but they quit answering my emails, and their website is gone now. I did message them on Facebook to see if they were still around. They replied and said, oh yeah, we're still around. Sorry, we haven't got your emails, haven't seen them, let me check. Maybe they went to spam file, and that's the last I heard. That's been about a week and a half ago now. So apparently they're not interested in my business. That's okay. Like I said, I did have fun on the ChatGPT program designing labels. If you do the free version, you only can do so much a day, and then it cuts you off, and you have to wait 24 hours. But still, you get a lot of work done in those 11 hours. I went ahead and paid the $20 a month for a while. I'll probably cancel it, but at least that gave me a chance to, when I was actually thinking of something, I could get on there and do it without waiting until my time limit expired. So anyway, I'm going to cut on out of here. Thank you for joining me at Eric's Apiary again. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe. I'm up to about 42 viewers now, so yeah, which is fine. I'm as you've seen by my videos, I'm probably not going to be a weekly video maker unless there's something to show you. I'm not going to struggle to try to put out a weekly video. That's not what that my YouTube channel is about. I'm not about the YouTube part of it. I like the group of people that do put on YouTube videos, and I wanted to be a part of that. So and that's one of the reasons I did it. And but I'll continue putting them out, just not every week. Unless I have something interesting to say. And I'm rambling on here, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this short, finish off this last hive, and get headed for home, because I got to unload stuff and maybe start an extraction today after I rest for a while. So we'll see you next time. Bye.